Hello, friends. Stef here from my internet marketing, or let's rather say my hypnotherapy marketing, and my lifestyle business, which is the main website that where I help people become successful online businesses working from home. And as you know, I'm an RTT hypnotherapist to be. I am currently in training, and hopefully I'll be able to certify and be finished with the first leg of my training next month, April. Oh, wait a minute, we're already April. Jesus, the time is flying. Anyway, I just wanted to take a few quick minutes just to touch base again, because it's been over a week almost that I got online the last time. And I'd like to give you a little preview of what you can expect to be coming over the next few weeks. And then once we have found our rhythm, our weekly rhythm, the topics that will be presented and that I will discuss on a weekly basis. So, but first, before I jump into this, let me explain what this here actually is. Spider-Man t-shirt, okay? Because I got some questions about this. And the answer to this is very simple. It's because me and my team, we are all superheroes. This is one of our management environments. And you see, I have here, by the way, I'm Spider-Man. As you see here, Spider-Man, Stef, that's me. That's my avatar on Discord. Discord, we use it for chat and messaging around projects. And you see here on the left-hand side, right-hand side, we have a dad pool who is taking care of designing our standard operations procedures. You have an Ant-Man. Ant-Man Edward is taking care of design. We have a Batman here. Batty is our lead developer. We have a Black Widow who's taking care as well of standard operation procedures, but more specifically, Rax is taking care of our branding. We have Blade, content marketing. We have Catwoman taking care of online courses when they need to be updated. We have a whole range here of Jay, a special mention to Jay, my right-hand man, when it comes to integrating marketing tools, which is absolutely phenomenal, something we really need and to do on a daily basis. And he's also taking care of the funnels, the design of the funnels that you will be seeing today. Nightcrawler, again, he's helping me with design of content. Nomad, you see. So I started this as a fun thing a few weeks ago. No, not a few months ago. And I just because when we created the accounts on Discord, I said to myself, okay. Let me create all this. Oh, wait a minute. I think you haven't seen all this because I was not sharing my screen. You see, that's what happens when you're speaking, have a beautiful new microphone and yet paying attention to what is being shown. So let me show this very quickly to you again. 1 second. So I'm sharing my screen. You should now see the screen here. Here we go. Much better like this. So this is our Discord project management environment. And you see here, I'm Spider-Man. We have Dr. Strange, who is taking care of website integrations. We have Black Widow here. I mentioned a little earlier, she's taking care of our branding. And on the right-hand side, you have a whole range of superheroes with Jay that I was just mentioning, taking care of the funnel designs that you will soon discover. You have Batman, you have Black Widow, you have Catwoman, you have a lot of people in my team who have specific roles to help me design my courses for you guys, among others, but not just hypnotherapists, but also coaches and digital marketers. And everything will actually be hosted on specific websites to give access to my students to the courses, but also the tools that people need to get things done, websites, conversion rate optimization tools, search engine optimization tools, testimonial tools to upload testimonials in an automated manner, a lot of different things that are required to run a successful business. And let me quickly get back to myself. So today, what I would like to show you is what I plan on doing over the next few weeks. I'd like to show you actually the way we design our own marketing funnel. Meaning, I've asked my team, hey guys, if I want to teach this to my students, hypnotherapy students, or as it is the case with you guys on a free Facebook group, then I need to visualize the steps that we take and implement to make things work, to make things happen in terms of finding clients, bringing them to a discovery call, transforming a discovery call into a paying client, and then the after sessions, once the session has taken place, the transforming, recording, and all this kind of stuff that needs to be taken care of. So what I will do before I go into the files very quickly, I'd like to share with you and show you some of the answers that you've been posting into the group. Let me see if I can increase this size-wise. Yes, I can. Wonderful. So Andrea was introducing herself. She's from Germany, and she's not yet a hypnotherapist. Well, welcome in the club, Andrea. That's the same for me. And you are planning to do to start this on the side, half day, 2 to 3 clients per week, and then work yourself up to a comfortable work time, which is a very astute way of doing things if you're just starting out, obviously. Then Andrea mentions that she's also an author and teacher. So that will be very helpful when you're designing content in terms of the visibility that's required if you have a website already, or if you're planning on doing content on social media. So whenever you introduce yourself or you have a specific question that you post to the, oh, wait a minute, I think I can actually make myself visible here. 1 second. Where is the, sorry guys, I think it is this button here. Is it not? No, it's not. Is it this one? No. Okay, I can't make myself visible right now. I don't know why. I need to figure it out why I can't. But anyway, so whenever you leave messages in the Facebook group, I tend to respond at least once a day. I'm trying even twice a day to respond. So please, if you have questions to what I'm presenting here, talking about here, or any other question, put it in the Facebook group so that I can answer those questions visible for everyone, so that everybody can actually learn. So, and Barbara has been presenting herself as well. Barbara's from Switzerland, and she plans to graduate beginning of May. So that's pretty soon too. And she as well would like to offer RTT as a part-time job, which makes a lot of sense. Seeing 5 clients a week to start with. Well, if you haven't started yet, I think 5 clients a week is already quite intense. But because we always have to get to think about follow-ups that we need to do with those clients. So, but yeah, I'd say 5 clients is already nicely occupied. It's not overwhelming. It's possible, feasible. And with 5 clients a week, that's a decent revenue as well. If you'd like to know, at some point in time, I can make the financial projections as well, that you see what that actually means. But there's something interesting that Barbara mentioned. She said she plans for the next 12 months getting confident offering RTT sessions. Well, that's the case for all of us, I guess. She would like to be seen online, and that's very interesting because. And I asked her, what do you mean by being seen? And she pointed out that, well, that's pretty much what I'm doing right here, right now, in front of the camera, being seen in a social media channel such as this Facebook group. Just know that, by the way, there are tools that allow you to multiply the effectiveness of a video like this, a streaming video. I could be going online simultaneously with tools that we are using that you will learn about. I could go online simultaneously in this Facebook group, another Facebook group, on my Facebook profile, in my Twitter profile, in a YouTube channel that I have created, on Pinterest, and on, I'm not sure if it's Instagram or Pinterest. One of the two allows me to do video, the other one doesn't. So, but anyway, there's a possibility to multiply the effect of you going online, and video, as you know, is one of the best tools to create rapport, meaning to get the emotional connection that is so valuable when it comes to finding clients and to talk to them. So definitely, Barbara, just to answer your question, there will at some point in time probably a masterclass or something like this where I explain how I organize everything. Where I organize everything. So what you don't see here is I have a switchboard where I can switch between cameras. You've seen that a little bit earlier already. I have a second DSLR. I have the possibility to send to a screen, an online screen that I have here. And I have video lights. I have a second laptop computer to control what's going online. And then I have in front of me 3 monitors, actually. Do you need all that to go live? No, you don't need whatsoever all of this. This has been accumulated over the last 2 years because this is what I wanted to do. And the more I did it, the more professional stuff I wanted to add to it to make it easy for myself to go live with a decent quality, because that was important to me. But you can go online with your mobile phone, a tripod, and some connections to something, for example, like OSB, which is a streaming platform. It's feasible, low tech, obviously, of course. Ulrike tells us that she's currently studying RTT and will be graduating in March. And in May. She comes from Austria, has been living in France for most of the time. Well, welcome in the club. I've been living in Paris for 10 years before I moved from Germany to Montreal. So I'm German too. I lived in Paris, and I'm here in Montreal. Okay, brilliant. So Ulrike is really interested in learning more about the marketing side of things. Jet is from Kosovo and lives in France as well. That's funny. A lot of people live in France and spends most of their time in the Netherlands. And what do I see here in terms of interests? Okay. I want to quit everything and focus entirely on building an RTT business. Well, for your information, Jet, I mean, this is pretty much a lot of people do this, and is absolutely possible. For people that want to go full time with an hypnotherapy business, RTT business, obviously it's important to have the right infrastructure. Meaning, you have your website, you know what you're doing on social media, you know. Let's say, to put it simply, say it simply, is you just need to have the infrastructure in place that brings clients to your front door in an automated manner. There's nothing worth to have to worry about finding your next client for the next month to pay your bills. I think we all agree on that. And if you want to go full time, you simply cannot depend on hoping that things will fall into place. And that's the purpose, by the way, of this channel, of this Facebook group, among others. And it's also the purpose of the platforms and the online courses that we are working on with my team, to find and integrate and develop a very precise method to drive clients to your business, to transform them from clients into raving fans, so that the business really takes off in a matter of, I'd say 6 months at the maximum. Should be possible to generate a recurring monthly revenue that will bring you to a 6-figure business. So at least 100,000 US a month, per year. That's, I think, completely feasible. But you need the infrastructure to that. And the purpose of today is to introduce you just very quickly to the infrastructure. And then in the weeks ahead, we will talk about each of those elements in detail. So that being said, let's maybe jump right into that portion of the infrastructure. And I will share my screen to show you the funnels that we are designing. And for those of you who do not yet know what a funnel is, a marketing funnel is nothing else than a visual representation of the path a potential client takes from initial discovery or initial interest even to discovery who you are, and then discovery your offering. And after discovering what your offer is, to show step by step how that initial interest can be transformed into a client booking a session with you. That's what a marketing funnel is. So, and obviously it's called a funnel because at the top of the funnel is very wide, right? A funnel. It is wide on top, narrow as it goes down, like a normal funnel that you would use. And in German, it's called a Trichter, un entonnoir en français. So a lot of people have this interest of, let's say, a lot of people are dealing with sleepless nights, problem sleeping, okay? But for a certain percentage, that's not a huge problem, and for others, it's a huge problem. So those who have the general problem with falling to sleep, they're on the top of the funnel. A lot of people, but those for those who not falling asleep represents a real problem. They are less people. So you see that the volume in the further you go down into the funnel, the more you find yourself with people who have become conscious about a problem, and the more you go deeper into the funnel, the more this funnel becomes smaller. The more you will find yourself with people who have realized that they need a solution, and at the bottom of the funnel are the people that I need to find a solution, and I need to know how I can get rid of that problem. How can I get rid of my sleepless nights? And those at the end of the funnel are the clients, the potential clients that we're looking at. But you need to find the top of the funnel first, so that at the end it's a percentage game, 100% on top, and maybe just 10 or 15% at the bottom. And those 15% are the ones that are of interest to us. So let me now show you how this would look like on paper. So with my team, and you see here Jay, Blue Jay, that I've been introducing a little bit earlier. Jay is doing those beautiful graphs to make it very understandable, even for us as a team, not just for students, but for us as a team, what's going on in our funnel. What are we doing once we have driven somebody on our website? So this is the website. We call it an Hypno Sales LP, for hypnotherapy sales landing page, right? We deal more with landing pages, but they can look like a website. There's no problem whatsoever with a landing page builder to make landing pages look like a website. And that's, by the way, the big advantage of landing pages, because you can both produce a website, a high quality website, but you can also design specific landing pages to address specific problems that people would like to get solved. So again, here's the traffic source. So this can be social media, like just commenting, being in groups, making yourself known. It could be a live stream, how I do it, and like a live stream that Barbara is looking at doing and knowing how to do it. It could be paid ads on Google. It could be events that we organize, a 5-day challenge, a summit, a 30-day boot camp, whatever. There is a traffic source that sends someone to this landing page, to this website. For those of you who haven't seen the first video, this is a typical landing page that's been designed with a tool called Convertri, one of the, I think, top level landing page builders out there. And this looks and is really a full-fledged website. Everything is there. We have our program. We have a demonstration of a video deepener. We have the possibility to initiate a free discovery call. Ryan talks about himself. We can add a podcast link here, a live stream link, explanation what RTT. We have our testimonials. We have our logos for RTT and our associations. Everything is on this page. We explain how it works, etc. I don't want to go into too much detail in terms of the website, but you see, this is the landing page we've talking about. And here you see this button, free discovery call. Now, if you go back here, the free discovery call that you saw earlier will probably be named something like take the quiz, because we do not want to accept people right from the beginning in a discovery call. And the reasons for this is very simply, if I open the door to take free discovery calls with me, I will very likely be inundated with requests for free discovery calls, because you know just as much as I do that a lot of people think, oh, something is free, or maybe I get a free little hypnotherapy session and I don't pay, and that will be nice. So a lot of people sign up for free. So we want to filter those out who are serious in comparison to those who are just kicking the tires, so to speak. And that's this process that you see here on the screen. Basically, this is filtering out people. So if somebody clicks here on take the quiz, what we have designed and what we will design, and I will test this on my own website as a hypnotherapist, because that's what I will become very soon. There's a quiz where we ask a certain number of questions to people that would like to have a discovery call with me. Okay. But we will qualify them. You see here, qualified for a call. How do we qualify them? Well, one question in this quiz will very precisely ask them at the very end, how committed on a scale of 1 to 10 are you to change, to implement the recommendations and the follow-up in terms of listening to the transformation recording over a time frame of 21 days or 30 days. If anyone here answers, and that's for me, and everybody can decide that for himself, but on my end, if somebody answers that question with a number from 1 to 7 or 1 to 8, I will simply not want to talk to them. I want to talk to committed people that know they have a problem, people that have realized they want to absolutely get rid of it, and people that are committed to do the work. So those people are committed. They're in the 9 and 10. I've given them a thank you message. So there's a new landing page to thank them. It's the same landing page builder. It's a different page, nicely designed, probably with a video here, me talking, thanking them for their investment. And then I will send them to what's called the discovery call funnel. They're not yet in the discovery call. They haven't booked anything yet, but I have filtered them out. Those who are not applying, they will go on a different landing page. Again, a landing page with the same landing page builder. They're not qualified. Does it mean that I will eject them savagely? No, of course not. I will nicely talk to them and explain why. For the time being, I will not be able to accept them in a discovery call, because I explained to them very nicely. I have made I have understood through time that only people that are really serious in implementing the change are the ones that will change, and that's the people I'd like to work with. So, but I'm filtering those out. So now what I have is only committed people, right? I have filtered with this very simple funnel, and each of these steps, there are tools associated to it. All this is done on Convertri, this landing page builder. That's the big advantage. It's not just a website builder, but it goes way further in terms of marketing tools that are available. So they now go into the discovery funnel. The discovery funnel is this one. Okay, this is the hypnotherapy discovery funnel. Okay, so now they're now at the bottom of the funnel. You remember when I was explaining in the beginning that the funnel, the narrower the funnel becomes, the more people are qualified, the more they are committed. That's the people I want to work with. So they are now here at this spot here at the beginning of what's called the discovery call funnel, right? They are qualified people for the discovery call. They will be given access to my online booking calendar. It could be Calendly, it could be a HubSpot calendar, it could be TidyCall, what we are using, whichever tool to make an online booking. And now you have the entire sequence mapped out precisely to know what's happening for those that do book a call or those who don't book a call, because sometimes we get sidetracked, just as much as I do. We receive the email, there's a booking that is confirmed. Well, is it confirmed? We ask ourselves the question. Well, in that email that they received from the calendar, they didn't click on yes, and they didn't take a date, and they didn't choose an hour, right? Well, they need to be followed up, right? So they go into a follow-up sequence, goes back to the calendar, because they need to have access again to the calendar to finally book their call. And as long as this has not been done, they will be sent back to the calendar, right? Until they maybe do no longer be contacted by the calendar, in which case they just click, don't contact me again. If they are indeed confirming that they would like to meet us with a discovery call, we will enter now the information of that person into a Google Sheet. And this is specific to what I do for my own website. And by the way, whatever you see here is what we give to our students. So these are templates, fully functional websites and marketing flows that are readily available to be copied over to any of our student accounts. But obviously, I test everything out on my own website, on my own RTT hypnotherapist website. So they go into Google Sheet, because from that from that spot on, I can add them in various other places. Google Sheets is marvelous for that. I can add them from here to a CRM for follow-up, to customer relationship management. I can add them to an email marketing sequence to provide them with information about hypnotherapy. I can do all sorts of things, okay? So they've signed up, they get a thank you message. You now know that this is a different page again, because this is the thank you message, thank you page, landing page for the discovery call. But again, we use the same landing page builder to do all these. And they're done with a click of a button. I kid you not. That's how easy it is to copy a template, an existing template, to make it work. From there, they go into an email sequence. And the first email is the booking confirmation, right? If they are booked for confirmation, they will meet us in the discovery call. But some of them will cancel the booking for whatever reason. Something happened, right? They took a booking, and lo and behold, something coming up in the family needs to be taken care of. They need to cancel. If they cancel, well, obviously they need to be sent back in the follow-up loop to be able to take that, to schedule that discovery call again. And you see how everything is very clearly designed in such a way that it becomes very easy for us as hypnotherapists, once everything has been integrated, to make sure that everything is taken care of, even if we don't do it manually anymore, because all this is automated. And once it's working, it's working. You don't need to take care of it anymore. And I wanted to do that for myself because, well, I'm running an agency, a digital marketing agency here in Montreal, while at the same time I'm working on courses for people like you. I don't have the time to do these things manually. But at the same time, I want to practice as a hypnotherapist, because I just love the fact of being able to help people on various levels, removing obstacles. And even for students, I think there's something I will be able to do with hypnotherapy, removing imposter syndromes, removing the I'm not good enough to become a business person and earning a six-figure income. Because trust me, we can master the tool of hypnotherapy and haven't taken care of our own obstacles that are still existent, but they need to be taken care of. So it's all that I will be testing out myself, and I will make available to students. But in this Facebook group, it will be obviously completely free. I do not provide anything that would be available in the course as well. For example, the tools, I cannot provide them for free. I can show this, no problem. And if you get inspired by this, by these flow charts that allow you to implement it, well, that's the purpose. And more important than implementation at this level is to ask questions. Why things work the way they work, and they have been designed this way, and questions in terms of changing those flows, but because they are not static, right? They can be tested. Different things, different elements can be added, other can be taken away. Once you have a landing page builder like the one that has been used to build these pages here, you can do what you want. You can change the flow, test different things out, and make things happen. That's the big advantage of doing it with those tools. So I don't want to go further too much into detail about what's happening next, because once they have the discovery call, there is the sales funnel. You see, it's a longer funnel. It's now they have had a discovery call, and now we want to transform them into paying clients. So all these funnels and each of those steps, I'd like to explain them in greater detail when we have our weekly live streams. And what happens if somebody has been in the sales funnel and had a session? Well, we also have our after session follow-up workflow, because as you know, we need to follow up with our clients 24 hours later, 7 days later, 21 days later. These are manual things. I don't want to automate them, because obviously these are session specific and specific to a person. I don't want this to be automated, but I want to have reminders that arrive in my email so that I am reminded, hey, call Sophie, because this is her 21-day follow-up session, which is coming up, and that should be taken care of. So again, I will be helped by the system reminding me about what needs to be done. And all these things put together obviously reduce considerably my load in terms of the time that I would normally require to do my marketing. I don't want to do things manually that I know can be done in an automated manner. while at the same time keeping a very high level of professionalism to follow up with my clients. I want them to have the perception at any time, given moment in time, that they're dealing with a professional person, a professional hypnotherapist, not just for the session, but also about everything else that needs to be taken care of before a session and after a session. And when people see that, the perception they get from you as a hypnotherapist, at least so I hope, when everything is done well, is a very positive one. And that's when referrals are coming in as well, right? So, and I think it's required. If you want to do 5 sessions a week, like Barbara wants to do, it's probably easier to take a lot of that time out of your manual work and give it to automations, where things can be automated, so that you can dedicate more time to where your input as a hypnotherapist is really of value, and that's where you do things manually. That's at least what I believe, and that's how I will design my own business around this. So, long story short, that was a lot of talking. Before I let you go, I think it's important that I need to tell you that I'd like people to sign up for my live streams, for my weekly live streams, because I want to get an idea of what your questions might be. And I'd like to present those of you who are signing up, and then I know that you are really interested in learning more. I want to give you the attention that you deserve. And for this, I will, for now, provide you with a manual sign-up form, just so that you are actually notified when I'm going live with the first live stream. I'm planning it for next week, but I'm not certain yet, because it depends on the elements that I will have available to cover the first element of the first funnel step. But please do sign up here and tell me who you are. Give me your email. I will ask you very openly and honestly, obviously, about your agreement that you are willing to accept, that you are willing to receive live stream alerts and marketing information from me. You have the possibility to leave your comments. I invite you strongly to do that, because obviously the more I know of what is of interest to you, the better I will be able to organize my live streams. And yeah, so I will add a link to this form right underneath this live stream replay that should be showing up on Facebook after I end this live session. And then we just take it from there, and from one week to the next. I hope that I will be able to provide you with as much value as I can, because, as you know, I'm a digital marketer, ingrained in my DNA for a long time, and I'm also an RTT practitioner, hopefully very soon. And what's important to me is also to enable people like you to have as many clients as possible, in the sense of to be able to help as much people as possible, because we are in a field as hypnotherapists, just as well as coaches, where our help is very often dearly needed, and the more people we can help, the better it is. So, and therefore, I think getting marketing right, and freeing time up so that we can actually take care of as much people as we can, is of value to me, and that's one of the reasons I'm doing all this. So, long story short, thank you so much for being with me today. And we see each other soon on live here in this Facebook group, and probably on other channels as well, because I will open up other channels. And until then, please do sign up for the live streams so that you receive the alerts. And I thank you very much for today, listening in, and I talk to you soon. Bye-bye.